please sit as you were teamed last time. So for the first week, we are not shuffling teams, and we will start, let's say, nearly immediately with practice. So once again, please join your teams as you were last time, or if you were alone, you are lost, join any team. So, okay, we still have time. Today is a hard day. I mean, it's hard to get to Skoltech today. You have to work around. Okay, let's start then. So last time we had some troubles with, let's say, computer lab. There were many questions regarding quiz. There were some questions. So if you have any issues, I created a Telegram channel. So in the announcement section in Canvas, you can find it and join. So this is the place for such questions or to find information on how to deal with it. So for the computer lab, each group shall not submit to Yandex forms. So the Yandex forms, once again, are for my personal use here during lecture, such that I can just understand if you finish task or not. To get your grade, please submit group submission, so one submission per group through Canvas. That's it regarding computer lab. So last computer lab was more or less messed up. I didn't check it properly. I just checked whatever was in the lecture notes, but I didn't check if it is just one-to-one with computer lab. Unfortunately, it happens. This time I, let's say, tried to put more time checking everything. But nevertheless, if you see there is discrepancy, please follow computer lab PDF. This is where you get your tasks and you need to fulfill all these tasks. Regarding quiz, well, first quiz, it contains several, some people said that it is a flaw, but I would say it is not a flaw. So there are different ways how to accomplish certain tasks, and generally, when you type some command in terminal, if you put additional spaces, it doesn't matter for the command itself, but it matters for the canvas. I myself, when I went through this quiz, I made two big mistakes. One is adding some space somewhere. So visually, result is the same compared to the proper answer. Actually, you will see proper answers 1 week later when the deadline will come. So after deadline, you will see all the correct answers. So there are problems, of course. And one of the biggest problems was with so-called standard input and standard output. So if we, let me just open, okay, this is it. So I didn't discuss that much standard input and standard output, moving one output of one command in the input of another command. I just quickly showed how to do it, but didn't discuss it that much. So question in the quiz is, what is the default file descriptor for what are the default file descriptors that are by default created by Unix for every process? As you see, file descriptors are this, but correct answer in the quiz is this. So there is some discrepancy. I forgot to fix it when I went through the first quiz a long time ago. So just sorry for that. All of the answers will be manually adjusted later when everyone finishes quiz. So no need to hurry. You just browse through all the questions, try to find answers, for example, with help of your terminal. If you're asked to enter some command, if this command gives you correct answer, just put it inside. And that's it. If there is an incorrect answer, then after deadline comes, we can discuss it properly, because it's, from my perspective, it is better to discuss after the deadline. Okay, so today we are going once again through terminal, and this time I would like you to actually install Docker for those who did not do it. So let us go to docker.com and install it for your system. Such way, it would be much easier and much more consistent throughout the class. Instead of going to the play with Docker, you will have your own local instance of Ubuntu, and it will be much easier for you to play with it. This is first thing. Second, for the local instance, you can enable shared folders. This way you can download some additional data for the practice, and put it inside Docker. It is really hard to do it play with Docker, because we need to have some globally visible link that can be downloaded and so on. And play with Docker has its own problems. I mean, there is a delay when you type something. So please install Docker. Now we will just do all the steps to install some sort of Ubuntu on your system, such that everyone has nearly the same environment. Nearly the same here, I mean that some of you are working on Mac laptops, some on Windows laptops, some on Linux already, but this way we will be more consistent throughout, even within group. Otherwise, someone types proper terminal command, but it doesn't work on other laptop. To be more consistent, I would like you to install. Actually, since you are not doing anything here, so please raise hands who are installing Docker right now. Okay, let's wait a little bit. Then I will also launch Docker on my side. So Docker simply starts its own services. It takes time. And I will stop my containers and just delete them. So I have no local images, just as you, fresh install, and I have no containers. You see there is some sort of prepared example, but it's a tutorial. So you can launch it on your site, go through it, but not now. So who is still installing Docker? Okay. So we are still installing Docker. So for those who already installed it, let's, I don't know how you can do this with your terminal. So you installed it. You need to launch terminal and find Docker command. I do not know how to down. Is it visible? So I'm typing Docker pull. So this way we just pull image into our own local repository of images. And let's say it is Ubuntu 22.04. So you see there is something. It downloads Ubuntu on my side. This simple command just grabs image for you. Unfortunately, I do not know how to do it from within Docker. So who could accomplish this task and grab image of Ubuntu? Okay, who experienced troubles with this command? So what is the problem? So generally speaking, we're pulling from Docker Hub, where people create their own images of system with pre-installed software, and they push it to the Docker Hub. And then when we do Docker pull, we just grab it locally. Now, if I open Docker desktop, I see here that this Ubuntu image appeared in the list of images. Now we just, all we need to do is just run it. Run with optional settings. This is where we have container name doesn't matter for us, but we can call it lecture practice. Now we need to define what is the shared folder, such that we could share input data for our practical session and put it inside Docker. Let's make it, and it is visual. So my local. Okay, you need to create a new folder for that. So I have created folder lectures in my home folder. So it is different for Linux because I'm on Darwin operating system, which is Mac operating system. So I run this command make dir lectures. And now we just find this. Okay, lectures. And target folder for the container when we are in, let's put it also like this, lectures. Now we can run this. Okay, don't see. Let's try it once again. So probably some things. Okay, finally. So you see that we have our system, Ubuntu system running. it is based on Ubuntu image. And if every one of us does that, then we're consistent through our lecture. So what we would like to do is open it in terminal, such that we have terminal inside our Docker. So we're in, and I would type bash just to enter this shell terminal. So what we see here is that where are we standing? We're standing at root folder, at root directory. And when I list all the files and directories, I see this lecture. So let's go there. This is our playground. And here we can, once we upload something in our folder on our home system, we will see it here. So I have uploaded practical2.zip in the canvas. So please download it and put it in this folder. So I have it here. So I just copy it and paste into that folder, lectures. So this folder, lectures, which is shared with our Docker image, Docker container, is in here. Let's check, but it is really here. Indeed, we have some. So I tried to unzip this archive, but as you see, unzip is not found. So let us install it. How do we install something on Ubuntu image? We're using apt, which is a package manager for Ubuntu. We do apt install and let us install many things. So unzip is first one. As you see, once again, unable to locate package. What a pity. However, there is such a package, and to get information about it, we need to do another command, apt update. It will update all the lists that package manager has locally. So when Ubuntu image is shipped through Docker, all the cached files that contain information about other packages, versions, dependencies, and so on, all these configurations were just thrown away to reduce amount of space, to reduce size of your image. So we need to do apt update. And as you see, downloads these special lists, 22 megabytes of lists. If we take a look at images, you see that size of this Ubuntu image is like 70 megabytes. But all the cached configurations for external packages that you can install with just wait 20 megabytes. It's a huge improvement if we're talking about percentage. So let's go back to our command line interface. Okay, now we can actually install unzip. Everything works fine now. So now our system knows where to get this unzip command just to install it. And now we unzip our practical. That is it. We have folder here. Okay, we have some additional folder, which is interesting for me. And we change directory. So last time we learned how to create directory, how to list files with help of ls, and how to change directory, which is cd, change directory. And we go inside this folder. So we have several files that were prepared for the, let's say, not this chain of lectures, but for the previous lectures. And I will be using them. So first tool, so let me know if you are at the same state as you see here. So if you have your own Docker container set up to have shared folder, you have put additional materials into this shared folder, you successfully installed unzip, you unzipped this folder, please tell me who did not do this, who is still in process. Okay, there are students who are still in process. Let's wait a little bit. So if you have any issues, questions, please ask. Yes. I will show once again how to install zip. So to install unzip, you need to do two steps. First is update. You update all the additional configuration files for the apt. These configuration files will actually contain information about repositories with all the software available. After you finish it, you just do apt install unzip. Yes, please. Let me go through it once again. So we have images in the Docker, visual, graphical user interface. We click run, optional settings. We go to volumes. Here I'm setting what is the local folder. And then here I type what is the target folder inside our container. Host path, you just choose whatever. I created new folder called lectures, and I will put all the materials inside. I created it by myself, yes. But I already have this image running. So any questions, more questions? So who did not finish copying these files? Very simple task. Okay, so let us proceed because many of you are still waiting, finished and waiting. So we need to do certain grabbing. So grab, command grab. This is what we're going to study. This command grabs So I typed grep dash dash help and getting this information on all the flags and so on. Grep this command, grab regular expression and print it. So we're going to go through regular expressions. To go through this, we'll have to play with website that you can open. regularexpressions.regexer.com. So this is meant for machine-like searching for some information. So normally when we want to find something, we type something human readable. But since we're working on machine, it's better to type something machine readable, which will be shorter, but sometimes not understandable. So let's play with this, and you can play it at home. So what we do? First of all, we search something. Let's find the word over. You see here, we're looking for case sensitive O followed by case sensitive V, then E, then R. Result is here. So where is this website helps you create proper regular expressions to find whatever you need. Regular expressions here, we're not using any power of regular expression because we just typed word that we would like to find. What is the power of? We can type it like that. Dot here stands for any character. And then if we write this word or this word, it also finds it. So you see, we have 3 matches simply because first O matches. There is some second letter, and then letters 3 and 4 were equal to E and R. This way we can find some functions, for example, func0, func1, or something like that. So I assume you would like to find some function, all the functions that have func in name and then some digits. Yes. If you would like to find a text that contains dot, there are so-called escape sequences. You just type it like that. Escaped character. You probably need to make it larger. Yes, so probably see here where it says there is escaped character and it matches dot character with given code. If I just remove it and put here matches any character except line breaks. So this is a visual explanation of your regular expression. So let's come back to our problem. We need to find functions that contain func in name and some digits. So first thing is simple, func. We will find everything that comes with func. But then we would like to add some digits. To add digits, we can use, if we're using extended version of regular expression, we just type /d. And when we put it here, digit matches any digit character. If we follow it by curly bracket and say, for example, from 1 to 5, this is our match. So we have reduced. So we are looking for digits, and number of digits must be between 1 and 5. Yes. Link to Zoom? No, nowhere. Sorry, I will put it online, but I am not planning to have a Zoom, let's say, public. Sorry for that. Okay, let's continue. So we found certain thing. We have 1 to 4 digits, and then followed by what? If we are talking about C, it starts with bracket, for example, or something still. I don't see any matches anymore here. So there are other explanations, what the special symbols mean. Let's now find, for example, func several times. For this, we just put our word func in ordinary bracket, and it tells us that this is the group. We're looking for a group of something that is inside. Inside we see func. And then it repeats between 1 and 4 times. So we have all the func here, but if we put from 2 to 4, these matches, so these function names, they do not match anymore. We only match from 2 to 4 times. 3 is enough here. So if you would like to play with regular expressions more, you have to play it here at first. So now we are going to So this is visual explanation of what your regular expression does. It allows you to search for a text, but regular expressions, they're powerful, and it's just you put your text here inside, and then you play with your regular expression, and you try to find some expression that finds whatever you need explicitly, and then you put it into some script that will run through files and search for everything that you need. So let's get back to command called grep. It simply says grab regular expression and print it. So what can we do? So what are the files here locally? We have this journal, which is very long journal. Let's take a look at first 10 lines. Head command tells you what are the first 10 lines. So this is just an output of some log, SSH daemon with different stuff. And we would like to search in this long log file for some information. For example, we would like to find so what I'm typing here. At first, I type cat, which concatenates, which just simply prints whatever is inside our log file. This long file, journal ctl.log. And when we redirect standard output into standard input of command grep, we will not see this output, but it will be transferred in a special way through a pipe to grep command. For the grep command, we just would like to find, for example, who is disconnected from the journal. It outputs only lines that match. So all the lines that has this disconnected word are printed. So once again, we do cat log file, which just prints entire log file into standard output. Then we redirect standard output with this symbol into a command called grep. And this command comes with parameter disconnected. It looks for all the words disconnected. But we would like to see something not simply disconnected, but we would like to see something like disconnected from. Okay, we found it. Now we would like to see disconnected from and then IP address. So how do we type IP address? IP address contains So digits from 0 to 9 and dot symbol. And this happening several times. For several times, we can type just plus, one or more times. We need to enable here extended mode. Strange. Okay, probably curly brackets are not needed here. So what we did is disconnected from, and then this strange thing that you could play with in regexr.com and understand better. So these brackets, they just tell that we're looking for a symbol, something that is inside this bracket. 0 to 9 simply means that we are working with digits. Additionally, we put dot. So this dot is also needed in IP address. Of course, it is possible to find many other representations. Okay, now we type port and followed by some digits. So now we're trying to match our input strings coming from log file to this regular expression. It simply says it starts from disconnected from, it contains some IP address, it contains word port, and then some port, which is just a number of digits. And you see that grep, default grep in our Docker container, it just highlights everything for us. Grep is really useful when you would like to play with, when you would like to find something in huge amount of files. For example, let us create a tree of folders. So I create make directory level 1. In that directory level 1, I am creating directory level 2. And then I create directory level 3. Actually, there is a command called tree that can show you entire tree of files, but we need to install it. So go apt install tree. Very useful command, I would say. It is not presented in handouts in the lecture notes, but very good command if you don't have huge amount of files. So apt install tree. This is how it looks like. We install command or software called tree. It is already installed on my side, and then I call it just here, tree. What is the output? It is a visual representation of our folder. So we have several files in this folder that were unzipped previously, and then 3 levels of directories. Yes. So if you did not do apt update, if you didn't download all the information about external software packages for Ubuntu, then apt install tree will not work. You need to do apt update and then install all the software. So we have these files. Now let us put something inside. So echo just prints something, and -e, additional option just to treat properly whatever I will type now. ABCD /n ABDC /n ABCD. So this command will print ABCD, then /n in C programming language means new line. So we will have new line, and then on new line we will have ABDC, then new line again, and then uppercase ABCD. And we output it in the file 0.txt. Let's take a look how it looks like. So cat concatenates all the outputs into standard output, all the entire file into standard output. So this is what we see. Let us repeat this process and have different levels and just add additionally something. So on the level 1, we have file 1.txt, and inside we have nearly the same as previous file, but we added digit 1. Let us repeat the same procedure for the file on the next level. And the last one. Sorry. So if I type 3, now I see that I have all these files. File 3 is in level 3 folder, file 2 is in level 2 folder, and file 1 is in level 1 folder. And we have file 0 here. Now let us find all the files that contains ABCD. So what we do, grep, we add additionally -r, which means recursive. And then let's type it like that. And then we try to find ABCD. Okay. Okay, it works like that. So at first we put what is the sequence that we would like to search, and only then where we're looking for. So -r here means recursively go into all the subfolders. If I just remove it, -r, you see that this is directory grep, only searches for the matches in a given file, in the provided file. But dot in Unix means folder where you're standing in. Your current folder, current directory. To go inside all other directories, we just put -r flag here. So grep tells you what is the file that contains given expression, regular expression, and then what is the matching string. We can also ask it to print line numbers. So it is line number 1, line number 1, line number 1, everywhere. We can also ask it to be case insensitive. So -i, ignore case. And you see that we additionally have this uppercase ABCD. If you would like to find like ABCD with a digit, any digit, all we need to do is just like in the previous example, do it like that. So from 0 to 9. So ABCD followed by a digit, print us line number, and then -i means ignore case. As you see, file 0, so here we saw file 0 that was just ABCD without any digit. This file 0 is not here anymore. So it was not found. And let us remove -n flag again. You see that previously we were printing line number in which line this string is contained. So here we're not printing it. It's just, you have lots of files in your directory and you can find file containing given information. Okay, now I would like to find out of all files that contains ABCD, I would like to find file that contains name 3. So what do? At first I look through all files that contain given regular expression that I would like to play with. Then I redirect output. So this entire output will be redirected to next command. Whatever is in yellow right now is standard output of grep command. It will be redirected to standard input of the next command. So for the next command, we need to get actually, we need to treat only file names. So we need to remove this string somehow. Let us find how we can do it. So we have grep --help. Let's find what is the flag that removes there must be some option to ignore. So there must be an option that ignores output string, but it doesn't output matching string. Okay, -L. This is option. Print only names of files. Let's add this option, -L. And we see now that we have only file names, finally. And this shall be treated as input to other grep, which will find such files that contains digit 3. Here it is. So there is only one file that contains proper that inside has ABCD with a digit. So we're looking for files that contain string ABCD with a digit. We ignore case and we're looking recursively in a current folder. We ignore outputting string itself, we only output file names. And then with help of a next grep, piped grep that looks for just a digit 3, we find such a file name that matches our restrictions. File with a name with 3 in its name, and so on. So grep is a powerful tool, and combined with find that looks, so grep looks inside files. Find command that you will have to go through in this computer lab, it finds file names matching or file permissions matching given whatever you provided. Actually, there is an option for grep that tries to throw away all the matches, so invert. So once again, we're looking for such files that contains ABCD with a digit. And then out of all the output, we would like to get only those files that do not contain digit 3. So -V, invert. So what are the parameters here? -I, ignore case, so case insensitive, uppercase, lowercase. -R, recursively, go in your folder, dot is the current folder. -L is print only file names without matching string. And -V, invert your output. So only output such rows, such strings that do not match. And if your string matches, contains digit 3, then do not print it. Okay, so now we are going to change command. It is sed. So grep only looks sed, SED, is a stream editor. So as the name says, it edits your stream. You have stream of strings, so you can assume file as a set of strings or stream of strings, and then sed will go through strings one by one and do something. So let's do it like that. So we would like to find such, so we have log file, head, once again prints 10, this command head prints 10 first rows, 10 first strings. Where is other command tail? It prints last 10 strings. You can even provide amount of strings that you would like to take a look. For example, only last one. tail -1. So the last string contain, we have only one output string. Here it is. So for the last 10 rows, we have this tail -10 and then file name. We have something disconnected from here. Let's just at first play with such thing. We would like to have such output that takes as input entire log and then finds only rows containing disconnected from. And out of these rows, we remove everything and we leave only IP address. So we are doing it step by step, since we can use output of one command as input to the next command. So we do grep at first. Grep, then we would like to find disconnected from and file name. So we have lots of strings with disconnected from word, with disconnected word. Now we would like to pass it. So this is the pipe. Previous output serves as standard input to the next command. And here we use sed. And the syntax is following. Substitute, then string 1, let's say input. This is some input string, you could play with it. So substitute it with output, that's it. So as you see, nothing was substituted. But simply because word input was not found. Let's find word disconnected. We take word disconnected and substitute it into output. As you see, we did it. Okay, but we would like to accomplish something more complex. We would like to remove everything before this IP address. Let's find it then. So we have beginning of row, this symbol, dot any symbol, star means any amount of symbols. So we're removing everything that comes before the disconnected word. So you see word disconnected is missing now. It was just before word from. We removed it. Okay. Now we can process it into another stream editor and substitute, let's say something. Let's actually remove also word from, because I don't like it. I would like to get only one IP address. So I process it into another stream editor, which substitutes everything that comes after IP address. So how did you manage to understand that something is an IP address? It was 0 to 9 and dot, all the digits like that with plus. It will find us this IP address because it consists of digits and dot symbols. And then we do it like that. It means that this is a group. These brackets, round brackets, they stand for a group. We're looking something and we name it a group. And it will be removed, for example. So we remove IP address. Strange. We're removing one digit. \s for plus, indeed. So there are some problems with sed and other commands where you need to put escape symbols. This escape symbol is just backslash and then symbol itself, because, well, it goes like that. Sometimes when you see very long command, you see lots of backslashes. This is, yes, this is problematic and it is not human readable. I agree. Thank you for your advice. So we have removed IP address, but we would like to invert it. We would like actually to keep IP address. In this way, we just, we need to put lots and lots of backslashes. Okay, there is no way. We have to keep backslashes. Sorry for last typing, I'm just trying to find proper thing such that you could see it. So what this command does, it tries to find such a group. So we have round brackets where inside we have digits and dot sign, any amount. And we call it first group. So /1 here means substitute this group with the group itself. But we could put star here. It means that when this group finishes, everything else will be erased. Okay, dot star. Yes, so what we do here, once again, we would like to find IP address. We find IP address with help of this set of characters. Then we augment it into a group. To have a group, we need to use round brackets, but here we have to escape these round brackets. Otherwise, they're treated in a different way. And this will be group number 1. And all the rest, dot, any symbol, and then star, just any amount of other symbols, we don't treat it in a group. Then we substitute everything that we found only with the first group, /1. This is how we get this IP address. We can also find port. So let me remind how it was looking before. We had port. Let's type now IP address, ;, port. So this is the output that I would like to have. This is the output that I would like to have. So in this scenario, we need to grab second group. So we have word port, then we have second group of digits, 0 to 9, any amount. This is second group of digits, which actually stores port, and then something in the end. And we substitute it with first group, which is just an IP address, ;, and then port. Here it is. Finally, we did it. So out of very long strings we've disconnected from, we get all the information that we need, some numbers. Last comment, here it is. It is indeed long, but you can understand side by side, step by step, what it does. At first, out of entire log, we only get such lines that contain disconnected word. Then we process all the output lines with disconnected word, and we remove everything before disconnected from. And disconnected from is also removed. It means substitute, then substitute this match, this something that matches this regular expression, substitute it with nothing. And then once again, pass output of whatever you have and try to find in the output what is the IP address, save it in group 1, and what is the port, save it in group 2, and then you just do it like that. But you can also switch here groups. So you will have at first port and then IP address. So your data does not have to be consistent in terms of data 1, then data 2, then data 3, and so on. So I see that we're out of time. So please have 10-minute break and we will continue. Okay, please take your seats. We will start now and continue. So once again, you all have access to files in Canvas. There you can download lecture notes. And here during lecture, I'm paying attention to some more practical aspects. And you can find more information in just lecture notes. Please take a look. There are additional links where you could, let's say, study something in more details, understand some things better. And I believe this is the way to go, that you learn things by yourself. Okay, next thing that we would like to study is Vim. So how many of you heard of Vim? Okay, this is a very interesting thing. It's like I got stuck, I cannot exit. So Vim is a common, it's just editor. And it is very, very old editor. I mean, it is not outdated, but it was there for much longer than I would say any other editor. The reason is very simple, because why do we need to study such an old tool? Simply because our idea here is to be ready to connect to some remote server. So in your next project, not here, but while you are working with your supervisor, you will get access to some computational resources. You will not be computing something on your laptops. Once you get access to computational resources, you need to connect to that remote server and do something. So on the remote server, you don't have graphical user interface. And you have to learn some IDE or integrated development environment that can work on the remote machine while showing on your everything graphical on your own side. There are such tools. You could find it, but I'm not talking about it here. So we're talking about editor, but you can connect to remote server and just edit your files. This tool, Vim, it is installed by default everywhere, but it is not here. The reason is simple. This is minimalized image. So Ubuntu image that you get in Docker is very minimal. We need to install it. So apt install Vim. So it just downloads lots of stuff for you. Press enter or Y enter, saying that I do agree to install all the things. So this is the command, apt install Vim. Vim is good and bad, but it is bad for those who are newbies and who do not like to learn it. And it is good for those who actually work with it, because it depends on your level of usage. So what is Vim? Okay, let me, very strange, okay. So when you are inside Vim, Vim 1.txt, so we would like to edit 1.txt file. So you're inside Vim, you don't know what to do, how to exit it. So standardly in Vim, there are 3 modes. Let me put it like that. One mode is when you type something. To enter it, just press I, insert. You see, here we have different thing. Before there was nothing, and now we have insert. We are in insert mode, and everything you type is inserted. To enter it, once again, you need to press I on your keyboard, like insert. Input mode, and you type whatever you need. So this is some Python file, but in .txt file. Okay, how to exit this insert mode? You just press escape. And you now in so-called normal mode. So once you open your Vim, you're in so-called normal mode or command mode. Vim is waiting for your commands. It allows you to use arrows, for example, to go up and down, but you can also try to play. So did anyone, so who experiences problems inputting something in Vim? Exit, you need to go to command mode. So you press escape several times. Now you are sure that you're in normal mode. Now press double colon. You see it here, it appeared, okay. It appears here, press double colon in the lower left corner. Did it appear? And now you press Q. It means that you're entering command queued. Press enter. Exactly. It simply tells you that you added something to your file, but you didn't save it. To ignore it, once again, double colon, Q, and as this thing tells you, just add exclamation mark to just override, just queued, just loud. That's it. This is the first question of all the people who accidentally entered Vim, how to exit it. My first experience with it was, okay, I disconnect from remote server, I just close terminal and I open it again. But, well, it was first experience with Vim. But in any case, so once again, let's open any file, 1.txt. We're here, once again, an empty file. Well, because we didn't save it, we just exit without saving. We're in normal mode unless we press I. So once again, press I on your keyboard and you're in insert mode. You're inserting something. Okay, let's type some function that does nothing. To exit this mode, when you type symbols, press escape. Now you're in normal mode. So once again, normal mode, input mode, or insert mode. Normal mode, insert mode. Normal mode is mostly meant for browsing through your file, doing some operations with files. We will discuss it later. And the input mode or insert mode is just to type in new things. Okay, we pressed escape to exit to normal mode. Now we will type double colon, as you see in this corner. And now we write, W for write. It will save our file. And you see, okay, file was written, 3 lines, 19 bytes. Success. Now we can finally exit this file. So double colon Q. We didn't get any error message saying that you're trying to exit Vim without saving. Let us take a look at how this file looks. Concatenate 1.txt. Indeed, we have 3 lines with something. Okay. Yes. Press escape several times, first of all. It's like panic mode. Press escape many times. You see, I'm pressing it, something here appears. I'm pressing escape. Now double colon. It appears here. You're entering command. Q, queued. Enter. So now you are not afraid of exiting. Let me test other approach. Oh, I didn't type anything and I did exit. So Shift, Z, Z. So while holding Shift, double press Z. You see that at first when I entered Shift Z, it appeared here. And now I just press it once again, Shift Z. That's it, I'm out of it. So if you are in panic, escape several times to be in a normal mode or command mode, and then Shift Z double time two times. So please try it again. So what we're trying to achieve is vim 1.py, enter something here. Let's define function once again that does only one thing, pass, does nothing. You see now, accidentally, I have some colors. So the reason is previous file was named 1.txt. This file is named 1.py. Vim understands it and it automatically enables colors. So if there are questions, you need to turn this. What is the shell that you are running? Is it bash? If you have no colors, most probably you're in sh shell because it doesn't support colors. If you would like to get colors, you need to type bash and enter this shell terminal. And you will get all the colors. So we have created file 1.py, just input something, some dump function, placeholder, and then save it. Usually when you edit files, you would like to see what is the line number where you're standing. This can be enabled by set. So we are in command mode. We type double colon and then set. And let me find it because a number. Okay. Usually I put this in Vim configuration file because who would like to type all the things for all the configurations all the time? So that's it. We have line numbers. To jump, let's type more. So we saved file. How did I jump? So I press G, you see it here. And then once again, G. It's like go, go, go up. If you would like to change your line to any given line, you just provide line number. For example, 10, you see that I typed 10 here. Go, this is G here, and then go. I'm at line 10. If I would like to get to, let's say, last line, I press Shift G and I'm here. So to get all of this, you have to actually play with Vim. There is a nice tutorial for Vim, which I personally like. It is called Vim Adventures. Here it is, browser game that will teach you. Yes, please. You can actually switch lines like 6 lines later, you need to jump, go down, you mean? Okay, let's go 6 lines up. 6 and then arrow up. But this is how I use it, but preferably in Vim to use other keys because Vim was introduced when keyboards didn't have arrows. So all the browsing was done through H, J, K, and L. Yes, please. Where to type G? Okay, okay. So if you would like to go to first line, you can press G, here it appears, and then G once again. If you would like to go to the last line, just press Shift G together. If you would like to jump, let's say 10 times up, 10 lines up, you press 10, 1, 0, here it is. So it is waiting for your command that will be repeated 10 times, and then up. Your up command will be repeated 10 times. You just simply tell 10 times up. If you would like to paste certain code, for example, you created some placeholder function and you would like to place it 3 times, you just press free and then place. Free and yang, that's it. And you will have 3 functions. It is really hard at first to understand Vim, but as you play with it, you understand it more and more. And your fingers understand it more and more. So it's a matter of practice. To practice, you can go to Vim Adventures. Several years ago, I found, let's say, reverse engineered version of Vim Adventures that you could download through, you just get special file for Docker. You launch this Docker file and it grabs everything you need for your local Vim Adventures game. Problem here is that you have to pay for it. But I found, let's say, free version. It is not available anymore, unfortunately. I do not know if there is something like that, to be honest, but if you search for it, probably you will find it. So disconnected due to inactivity. Okay, click here to reconnect. We're here. You see where we are, and HKLJ. This is where you play. So you press you put your right arm, your fingers, as you usually put on JKL and semicolon for fast typing. And then you have, with the help of single hand, just like with arrows, you can just browse your text. This was intended when there were no arrows at all on keyboards, and people had to browse text somehow. Other way to understand how Vim works. So here you will learn how to browse. And on this first page, you just learn how to browse your, so this is just a game, and you learn how to Vim. Normally, this is normal mode, so I don't know how to make it large here, but on the bottom, you see that I'm entering something. Double colon Q, that's it, I queued game. Or I can save it, but I don't know where it will be saved, to be honest. So this game allows you graphical interface for Vim, just to learn it. Okay, let's close it. Vim itself contains tutorial, but I do not remember how to enable it, to be honest. Help. Yes, indeed, you just type help. That's it. I remember that this help. So how to, once again, open Vim, then type double colon and command help. Probably H is enough. Yes, H is enough. It will open help for you. I know exactly that this help for Vim, you can find it for any language. I just do not know exactly how to change it here. So you can find the same tutorial for Vim. It just tells you once again, as you see here, how to close window. Here it is. How to get out of Vim. This command simply tells queue it all and loudly. So just do not save anything, but queue it Vim. If you have several files open. If you have only one file open, then queue, when a parameter is, you don't need it. It is just apply queue it for everything, for all open files. Here you see once again, HJKL, how to browse. You can do many things. Jump to a subject, as you see here, many things. You can even use mouse. I did enable it for myself because I am, let's say, a newbie in Vim. And in many situations, instead of jumping to a proper position with comments, which could be much faster, I'm scrolling. I still have not enough time to learn it. And well, if you learn it, it will save your time. So other things also where probably this tutorial is meant for a different size of terminal. And there is no name. So here, Vim is an upper part. It simply opened two files. One file is empty file without name. Another file is help. Probably Vim can tell me how to launch this tutorial. No. Finally, I see this thing. It just tells you how to exit. Previously, it was not showing for me anything for some reason. Okay. In any case, you will have to learn Vim for yourself just to understand how to work on a remote server. Okay, let's now do more things with Vim. We have 1.py. So I would like to copy something. As I told you, we are now in normal mode. If we press Shift V, we are in visual mode. We're visually selecting something. Shift V. Shift V selects full lines. We would like to copy this function and paste it 10 times. So we press Y to yank it, just to copy it. You see 3 lines yanked. So 3 lines copied into buffer, into temporary buffer. Now we would like to paste it. So we put our cursor somewhere and we paste it, let's say here. To paste it 3 times, we press 3, it appears here, and then P, just a letter P, it will paste 3 times. We have 3 additional functions. To copy, I press Shift V to select several lines. Then I press Y or Y button. It tells you yanked. So 7 lines yanked. This is the Y in yellow here that you need to press. So there are different shortcuts. You become really just used to it. But you have to play with text. Just copy it, move in text, and yes, please. Show how to copy. Shift V to go to visual line. So it is visual mode and I'm selecting lines, contiguous lines. Then I press Y to yank to copy to a buffer. And then I go to a place where I would like to paste it. If I press, let's say, just P or 1P, it will substitute whatever is in the buffer 1 time. If I press 10P, it will just paste 10 times. 10, you see that I pressed 10, it is here. And then if I press P, it will substitute, yes. I will show you now. So we can paste not only by P, but Shift P. It will paste, but not after cursor, but before cursor. Not here, okay. Probably I copied in a very strange way, but yes, P pastes after, Shift P pastes before. So if you press V, if you press V, it is just a visual mode. And you see how it works. All the lines in between are captured fully. First line is captured after this capturing symbol, and last line is before that capturing symbol. You can also choose in a block way, Control V, visual block. So if I would like to copy only func and pass statements without def, and I do it like that with Control V, then yank to copy, and then paste. Let's go up here and paste it. This is how it pastes it. It also pastes in a block way. I myself prefer only visual string, visual line, when I choosing entire row. If you do some mistakes, you can always press escape and button U, like undo. So I'm removing, I'm at all these changes. I undid all the changes. If you would like to redo, you just press Control R and you redo all the changes. Yes? Number of lines, sorry. To make code inactive, yes. So usually all of the IDEs, they allow you just simple button and then all the lines manually commented, but here it is not so easy. I would not say that it's so easy. There are several ways, but one of the ways, Control V, visual block. You select block. Then you press Shift I. It will insert something. You press whatever symbol you would like and escape. It magically appears everywhere. When you select block and you press Shift E, you just apply the same step on every line. I myself prefer different ways, so I visually select lines which I would like to set inactive. I go immediately into normal mode. So I'm not going to normal mode. Okay, let's put it again. Shift V to visually select lines that I would like to comment or comment out or just bring it back. Then I press Shift and semicolon. So I get double colon sign here, and then some strange thing. It just tells from first line, visual line to the last visual line. And now I'm doing command norm, like normalize, apply to every row. I go to insert mode, type whatever you would like to insert. Let's say 3 hashes, or we can do it, yes, 3 hashes, and then enter. That's it. We applied the same to all the lines. Let's do it different way. So I select visually lines, double colon. It tells me that I am going to apply whatever I am going to do, not to entire file, but to this limited file, to limited space. And then norm 3 times input symbol, for example, like that, which is a C command. We comment in like C code. Press enter, and we have it 6 times. So, and the command, you see I can browse for commands here. So you press double colon and up, down, and you see all the commands that you entered, which is really convenient, just like bash here. If you would like to remove all these commands, all these signs of backslashes, once again, I visually select this block. I do norm, normalize, and then how many symbols do I need to delete? 6 symbols, 6x, just remove. Enter, done. It takes time learning all these things, but it really accelerates. I cannot press mouse here anywhere, but if I, let's say, set mouse equal 1, set mouse Do not remember exactly how to set mouse. Let me browse my own. Normally, it applies something that you type to every row, to every line. Set mouse equal A, okay. Okay, it doesn't work here for some reason. Sorry. So X means delete. If you just in normal mode and you type X, symbol is deleted. Symbol is deleted. So I just type in X here. 6 times delete. If you, so all the comments in Vim, they are like number, then comment. And number means number of repeats. You just repeat the same comment that will follow this amount of times. Once you start thinking it like that, well, it becomes much simpler. If we would like to substitute row, for example, instead of func name, we would like to change it everywhere. Once again, we select visually block that where we would like to change, changes to be applied. We press double colon, and now we apply here so-called regular expression. So S substitute, then func shall be substituted. You see it is already highlighted. We substituted it with check work func, for example. Done. So the comment is here. I cannot actually highlight this comment, but you properly see it. So we apply to a visually selected block substitution, and we substitute word func or something that matches regular expression with another regular expression. So the things that we learned for sed stream editor, they apply here. Oh, we have this word func repeated. Actually, that's why we have check work now, double times. Let's remove check work now. Once again, we visually select block. We go into command mode to enter command. So we type shift colon, shift semicolon to give double colon. So, and now we would like to substitute check work, just remove it. This thing will just find only first, for every line, it will find only first occurrence. But if we would like to remove all the occurrences, so you see that only first occurrence was removed. So I removed check work and only first occurrence was removed. But we have to remove it further, all the things. So let's undo our changes. So I press just escape several times, press U. So 3 changes and did. They were done 9 seconds ago. Okay. Now once again, visually select block, repeat our last command, but now we would like to remove second occurrence. So here I'm typing 2 in the end of a command. Probably doesn't work exactly here. Okay. G stands for global, and it removes all the occurrences in every line, not only first one. So generally, what is the difference between these 3 commands? This command, which just no digits on the end, no letter in the end, it will remove, it will substitute on the first occurrence. This, normally, if you use normal regular expressions, it will substitute second occurrence. G stands for global, just substitute everything. You can also take parameter I, which stands for case instant. Okay, here in Vim things are different. Normally, if you type I, it means case insensitive. But here in Vim, I believe it shall be something like this case. Sorry, need to find proper way to do it in Vim. So U, We just press button U and everything is back. Let's now write some scripts. So what I do is Q, A, and exclamation mark, just Q to everything. I don't care. Okay, now we would like to write some script. Let us take a look at example.sh. So this thing in the beginning is called hashbang or shebang. Shebang, that doesn't matter. It just tells your environment how to execute this script with help of which command. Here it simply means that this script shall be executed with help of bash. And then we have all the bash commands. If we're talking about Python scripts, let's say example.py, then here hashbang will look like that. User bin env, which just looks in the environment and launches Python. And then we type something Python related. Let's say print something very simple. It will just print that inside script. We list all the files. Let's list on the example py. So ls minus l, all the information. You see that these are permissions. There is no X, but X letter here. X stands for executable. R means read access, W means write access, X, which is missing here, stands for execution access. First three letters here, they stand for your own user permissions, then group permissions, and then all the users' permissions. These things, they actually are just numbers. Write access stands, you just sum up things. Our read access is 4, write access is 2, and execution access is 1. So this stands for 4 plus 2, 6. This stands for 4 and 4. So permissions are 6 for 4. And please learn yourself about such things like permissions. You have it in your computer lab. I believe computer lab number 1. Okay, so what next? Okay, we created script example py, but if I type it like that, you see permission is denied. Okay, probably user bin env, and it shall be bin env. Okay, let's actually install Python probably. I don't understand. Command not found. Yes, indeed. So we need to install Python. So we're installing Python 3. So this is where is the command? Let's put it like that. So this is the command, apt install Python 3. You will need it. So let's check once again if it read permission. So very strange. Now it tells no such file directory, which is very strange. Probably we need to call it Python 3. Finally, it works. So what did we have to do? We had to install Python 3 on our system with help of apt install. Then we have created such a script that has this, this hash bank, which just tells to execute this executable, which just loads environments and then looks for this executable, tries to launch this program, Python 3. We managed to install it. So this entire script is executed by Python. And you saw that actually if we execute, additionally, we had to add permissions, change mode, chmod plus X, which stands for add executability. So add execution flag to the permissions, to the example py. And then we executed, and we had this output. So script is indeed working. But let us change this. Instead of Python 3, let's put bash here. What if we did just stupid mistake? We created Python script and asked bash to execute it. So I'm trying to launch it, and you see syntax errors and so on. So bash is trying to actually go through this file, although it is called .py. You can name your scripts in any way. What matters is what is inside. So this bash here matters. Let's change it to Python 3. It works. So let's have 10-minute break. So let us come back to our work. So soon we will proceed to next computer lab, doing something. But at first we need to write bash script, learn how to write bash script. So you know how to program within language that you use, prefer C, C++, Python, I don't know, Fortran. I am using Vim for all of this. So it's very convenient and it works everywhere. You just need to copy. If you are on a remote machine, you just copy your vim.rc file. Let's find it. So ls tilde means your home folder. Minus LA, you see here, there is some Vim info. But where you can also add vim.rc file, which is just configuration of Vim with your own configuration. You do this configuration only once. It's you find on the internet what are the good configurations that shows line numbers, that has certain shortcuts for you, additional things, which simplifies your life, or that supports Unicode, or I don't know, whichever you like. You set it up once on some environment, for example, inside Docker, or you install Vim on your system, play with it, create configuration file, and the only thing that you need to do when you connect to a remote server is just copy your vim.rc file. So it is just, let's touch it, vim.rc. So this file, you just copy it, it contains configuration, and then that's it. Your Vim is the same everywhere. This is the good thing about Vim. Okay, now we will go to create bash script. So for the bash script, let's say new.sh, new shell script, which will be executed by bash. The first thing that we start is user bin env to find bash. Probably your bash is in other place because you can change paths and your default bash will be in different place. I didn't talk about environment variables, unfortunately, but you need to learn it somehow yourself. So we're using bash. What can we do in bash? First of all, we can define certain variables. For example, let's call number of files equal. You see where is color changed? Here it is black now. Now it is green. Sorry. Common touch, we discussed it last time. It just, if there is such file, common touch does not change anything inside file, but it changes last access time. It's just, there are timestamps for every file, like when it was created and when it was accessed and when it was changed. So it is in your home folder. This tilde means home folder, and .vimrc, home folder for your user. So let's come back to bash scripting. So here we can type some files, for example. Okay, let's say just constant, and then print is constant. Many comments here. So set -x, it adds option -x to the bash itself, and it is for debug mode. Bash will print all the comments that you would like to execute, and then it will do what the command does. Number of files equal 10 just sets local variable, and then echo with this sign here just outputs it. You can also type it like that, I believe. So change permissions to +x, which means that I can execute this script. chmod +x, or for example, u +x, only my user can execute it. And now let's execute this. We see number of files equal 10. Something happens here. Okay, command not found. This is this syntaxes. It doesn't work like that, because if you put round brackets, it stands for command. Probably we need to use these brackets. Exactly. So echa 10 prints 10, and then echa 10 prints 10. So what did I do? These are two ways how to type your variables that you are using, because sometimes you need to put variables and some text very close to each other without additional spaces in between. For example, like that. You cannot type it like, well, let us see. Okay, it works like that, because plus symbol is definitely not a, so what we see here, a plus sign was a delimiter between variable and all other text. It is just guaranteed that plus sign never appears in variable name. That's why previous thing worked. And number of it, we got result like echa 10 + 10 in both situations. But now we have different situation. So here you see that at first we printed 10, 10, and then we printed just nothing. Why did it happen? It mostly happened because at first time when we printed 10, 10, this variable was recognized properly by its name. But second time, this was the variable name. It included these digits. That's why we need these curly brackets. Let's actually compute something. So we have number of files. It is ls-l, for example, in this folder. And then we count lines. So word count lines. This is a command, and its contents shall be treated properly. Let's execute it. And we see some problems. Some problems, command not found. What is it? Idea is the following. This command shall be properly shown to the bash. So now it is a proper command. Number of files, 11. So you see that it computes the first ls-l, lists all the files, and counts number of lines, and then sets number of files to this variable. And then we see this 11, 10. There are certain things that actually people who use these shell scripts shall not remember, but know how to use. So there are special symbols, lots of them, and we need to just take a look at them. Some of things just completely, you shall completely ignore them, but some things very useful. So let me launch it again. I did lots and lots of different things in the end. So just everything that starts with this $sign corresponds to some variable. There are many different variables, built-in variables for every script. I myself do not remember which actually variable means what, but with an exception. This will print entire script with all the parameters. This also. This will print name of the script. This will print first parameter. This will print second parameter, This will print parameter number 10. And finally, this will print number of parameters. Okay, let's launch it. Oh, so many things. Probably need to. These things were evaluated in place. So I would like to actually escape these characters. So this way, I will echo characters, $sign character here, also $sign character, while this is just a variable. I need to do all of this just to get proper results. I mean, just to help you see everything. Let's hope it works. I mean, you can see it. Okay. So what do we see? Echo $sign, some number. This is process ID. So when we launch our shell script, all the processes, they have their ID. And depending on that ID, you can get some accesses to it. Or for example, if your process hangs up, you can kill it, but just by knowing its process ID. I need to launch it with parameters, sorry. So I have totally 8 parameters from 1 to 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for my script new sh, and this is the output. So $@ just prints all the parameters. $* prints again all the parameters. $-, I don't know what it stands for, but it prints something, some variable. $0 prints script name. $1 prints first parameter, which is 1. $2 prints second parameter, which is 10. $10 prints nothing because it is empty. There is no parameter number 10. And total number of parameters is 8. So if you write your scripts in Bash, this can be very, well, actually, you have to use it. We can also add functions, which this is what I never did, add functions inside. It's very strange for me to do such thing because I never played with it. So this script will, if we call this function, it will just create folder with a provided name and then change directory to it. So after doing all this stuff, we call this function. I never called it, to be honest. Don't know how exactly to call it like that. No, I never used functions in probably like that. Additionally, no. Yeah, it works. It works like that. Where is folder 10? So it's like a, let me cut it again. So this is how I call it. It will work also. Okay, because this, it just evaluates command named mcd with given parameters. This I know how to call, but I never called functions without these brackets. Let's try it, actually. Oh. Yes, indeed, it worked. Yes, function is in the beginning. These functions just makes directory. -p means if directory exists, tell nothing. If it doesn't exist, just create it. If you remove this parameter and the folder exists, you will have an error and your script will stop working. Because this is a way how to define functions in Bash. All the parameters are passed by this $1 or $2 or whatever, but not inside. It's not like normal programming language. It's a scripting language, so I never used it like that, to be honest. I prefer using Python scripts where you know explicitly what is the input and output. But these things, they are just simplifying life for you. Okay. So now we proceed to problems from our next computer lab. So need to find it. Here it is. So it is in the end of lecture notes, but probably there is discrepancy. This time also discrepancy between lecture PDF and so I hope you can open it on your local machine and also read it here. So there is some problem sheet located in lecture notes, and there is separate problem sheet. And your goal for the computer lab is actually to follow separate problem sheet and submit your results for the separate thing. This is just material for the lecture. Okay, we need to use stream editor sed to replace all uppercase characters of some text with lowercase characters. For this, you need to, let's say, create some file with uppercase and lowercase characters and then pass it through sed editor. So please gather up in teams and discuss how to do it. So let's say you have 5 minutes to discuss how to actually create file with Vim, how to input certain characters inside, random characters, uppercase, lowercase, and then how to create such as, let's say, sed command that will get as input this file and output on the lowercase, everything in lowercase. Well, let me go through this. So we create some random file with numbers, with uppercase, with lowercase, vim imp.txt. Here we input at first A, B, C, D, uppercase, then 1, 2, 3, 4, then lowercase. We save this file, we queue it. So let's take a look at this file. Indeed, it is what we entered. So now we can use this file to redirect it to sed editor. Here we substitute, so we have type S, we substitute anything. So entire something with lowercase. Let's take a look. Okay. So this is the command, for example. We pass our input file with all the inputs that we processed into standard input for the sed command. We type here -e, which stands for extended regular expressions, because we're using extended version. That's why it didn't work at first. And here we are searching for, we use substitution. At first, we define entire string as just single, it's just a single group. That's why we use round brackets. And then with the help of this command, lowercase, it means input everything in a lowercase. We substitute first command for first group of symbols. That's why instead of first row being uppercase, we have it lower. In the same manner, we can change all the lowercase to uppercase. We just change this L into U. And when we run it, we see that everything is uppercase now. So please repeat these steps, create some file in Vim, enter some inputs, lowercase, uppercase, and some digits, and then try to use this sed command. So I suppose that we can switch to next problem. Which is replace word danger on second occurrence of every line from whole file. Oh, there is some typo here. So we would like to replace word danger. So we create file with some danger or whatever. Very strange, because there is no substitution here. We just replace word danger from whole file. Let me open other file with problems. Okay, this is the corrected version. You need to replace with help of stream editor, replace danger word with safety only on second occurrence in every line. So you need to create such file that contains word danger several times in each line, but you need to substitute it only on second occurrence. So who managed to create file with danger? With Vim? Only one person? Two? Okay, okay. Please create files. You need to study how to play with Vim. So let me start creating such file while you create set script to substitute. Actually, you could, for this task, you could create something here in the Excel to take a look how to find second. It doesn't support, sorry, it doesn't support finding second occurrence. So here we create, we just use the same file imp, and we create danger several times. So I need to enter tail once again, shows 10 last lines. Since our file is shorter than 10 lines, we're getting 10 lines on. So we have this, all of this danger. Now we need to process reset this file and change every second occurrence. So we substitute, we're looking for danger, and we substitute it with safety. What will happen? And file name. We see that we have this being substituted, but this is the first occurrence of danger because we are working in a case sensitive mode. To make it case insensitive, we add I. So this is the comment. We add this I here. And you see first occurrence, which was uppercase, was substituted. But we would like to substitute second occurrence. If this applies, this stream editor takes one line, applies this regular expression, then outputs it, then takes next line, processes it, and outputs it. So to get actually second occurrence, we just type here too. Second occurrence of case sensitive word danger is this, and it was replaced by safety. If you would like to replace all the words, you just type, instead of 2, you need to type G here in the same place, which means global. And all the lowercase dangers, they were replaced. But since we would like to, if we would like to further improve it and take into account also case insensitive words, we just type /ij here in the end of our comment. That's it, all the words danger were replaced by safety. Okay, next task. Okay, no, here it is. So we need to add new line with some content, for example, your name, after every danger pattern match. It means that if string contains danger word, then after this string, we need to add new line with some text in it. If it doesn't contain danger, then we are not changing anything and not printing anything, not adding anything. So I will show once again how what is the comment for the second match. So this is the comment. If you type 3, it will be every third match and so on. If you type G, it means global, all the matches. However, it is tricky to actually substitute on the last occurrence. So you have to use much more complex things, which we are not studying here. So after every danger, you need to add new line. So you shall try to look somewhere on the web for such a question. So let's try. Probably it works, probably no. I myself do not remember how it shall be done, to be honest. Need to find it. Sorry? /a. I forgot -e, extended, yes. And /a. No, idea is when you find string, entire string with danger, you add new line, not after danger immediately. It is possible, but for some reason cannot do it. So I'm going to look. I remember something with A for this purpose. So insert line after match. It says just A and space. Let's try it. Okay, something is not happening, although I tried it yesterday and it was working. Very interesting. Let's try this. Seems like we don't have to pass parameter s to this. Do not ask me, because syntax is different here. Here it is. So syntax is different for changing. So this is a different kind of change. Here we're using extended regular expression mode, and instead of just searching, instead of replacing, so S here is missing because we're not substituting danger. We're looking for danger, and then after we find it, we use command append. So different syntax. We're not substituting whatever we found, but once we found this pattern, we do something. Append new line. This is it. So yes, indeed. So after these dangers, we created a new line. So let's do last task. It is task number 6. Let it be task number 6. Last line that contains danger pattern. Since it was matched, when doing comment is so this comment here, once again, we're not substituting, we're looking for danger, for match. Once we found this match, we do certain commands. Command A means append. We add new line. And then in this line, we just type something. We don't need to make it global. This is not substitution. We just find match. There is no command here, S. S means substitute. We removed it. Now we are just in a search mode. Once we found match, such line that contains danger word, it matches this pattern. We do call command A, append. There are other commands and so on, but it's just, you can do many things with this stream editor. I'm not aware of such things. I'm using some simplest ways, simplest ways. So the last task, which is hard task, let me find it. So you have a file with names like first name, last name, and you would like to switch. You would like to switch in every such a file, every name, and it shall come as last name and first name. Or for example, you have database with people who are typed in as first name, last name, and age, but you would like to do it, for example, last name, first name, age. You swap two lines, and then you would like, for example, sort in a certain way. Yes, I also didn't show you sort command that sorts your prints outputs file sorted in a certain way. For this, you'll have to go through web and take a look how actually it is done, because web paying much attention to other things, but sort is really nice stuff. So let's start with some file. So what is the thing? We have some input data. I will not wait until you do it. So we have here file names, let's say names.namesset. Let's tail it and get last 10 lines. So here we have some, let's say some data of governors of US, doesn't matter that much. It's just everything here is just at first we have some information about governor, where it sits, then tab, then first name, then space, then last name, then once again tab symbol, then some more information, then tab symbol and data. So date. We need to switch names and let's say sort, for example, by date. How can we do it? Let's say step by step come through it. So first of all, we tail this file, just that we have only small piece of data to test our inputs. Then we redirect through pipe output. And now we would like to have with help of set function, we just find pattern and change it. We use extended version of regular expressions. And now what we're looking for? At first, we're looking for a first group of symbols, which corresponds to governor of what, followed by tab symbol. Then this is tab symbol here. All the data is tab separated. Then here we have name. This is what we're interested in. So we're using once again group. This group stands for name, then just space, and next group is last name. It is followed by tab symbol here, and we have some more information about this person. So we do it like that. And the last piece of information is this, it's date. So once again, yes. And we substitute this with nothing, empty strings. Okay, now we would like to output only governor of what? So we put this \1. We only print, instead of this entire pattern, we print only first thing, which corresponds to governor of what? And we see it is governor of something. Now we would like to print second field. Second field is name. We have names of these people. And last names. Some additional information and date. For some reason, we have here only year, which is interesting. Let's take a look at this file itself. So indeed, for some people who have, instead of date, have only year. Okay, let's sort them by year. So now we would like to switch their name and last name. How we do it? First group, which is governor of what, followed by tab. Then third group, which is last name, followed by space. Yes. It depends. It depends, to be honest. You have to take a look at what are the parameters. Usually capital E means extended regular expressions, but sometimes you can see small e, which is the same option on macOS. You have to find proper option. It is capital, it is lowercase, uppercase, and so on. So we're typing here at first group, which is governor of what, when tab is a delimiter between information, then last name, space, first name, tab delimiter, additional information, tab, and where this, when this person started. That's it. So you see last is Brian Albert, while it was initially Albert Brian. Finally, we switched last name and first name. But the idea is actually to sort them by what? By year. And as we see, year is the last thing here. Let's just sort. So it sorts actually with default options. Default option is just by the first field and so on. To sort by the field of your choice, you type K and then which field. We see that first field is governor of what? Second field, if we use tab as a delimiter between information between fields. This is the second field with name. Third field is with additional information, and fourth field is the date. So we're sorting by date. But we need to tell what is the delimiter. Delimiter is presented by -t flag. You can search for it, and then we just type something like that. /t is tab, and the sorted multi-character tab. Field separator. Use separator instead of non-blank. Blank transition. So main problem, it sorts this entire field as everyone is, no, it doesn't sort properly. Let's save this into file. Okay. Now we would like to sort. Let's play with sort in a little bit easier way. So I will create file to sort.txt, and here we enter certain numbers. We have, let's say, name, last name, and age, which is a number, let's say. And then we repeat this several times. I yank it and then paste 10 times, and then just update. Now let us sort this file. So it is sorted by first field, which is name. We don't see anything. Let's put that we're sorting on the third field. Now you see that it is sorted in the ascending order. 0s at first, and then 5 and t. But what if this file contains numbers which are, let's say, 10, for example, 0, 1, 43, how does this sort works? You see, it sorts lexicographically, but we need numerical sort. For this reason, we use -n flag. And now everything is fine. I don't know why t is here. Probably t is between 0 and 1. Who knows? But, well, it just sorts it like that. So that's it. If you have questions, just ask me, and thank you for coming today. Yes. For sorting, sorts you with help of -k. What is the field number? So we see we have 3 fields. Our file contains some database, which is stored in such a way that delimiter is just a space. You can use delimiter as comma. Let us change delimiter to comma. So now we have comma delimited file. And to tell sort that we have comma delimited file, we do it like that. So it is sorted once again properly.